Alright, just got out of rheumatology, whatever. There's a tinted window above me, or in front of me. I don't know if they can see me or not, so we're just gonna tug anyways. It went well. Another appointment is not for 6 months, as I'm stable, I'm doing well. She did tell me with physical therapy, since that has been doing great for me, that she's willing to, if my insurance goes for it, if they do a reevaluation and insurance says yes on it, that she has no problem them sending it to her signing off on it. So cool. She's still going with the diagnosis of fibromyalgia, because endocrinology we have not officially. My follow-up is tomorrow, so we're gonna have that appointment. And let's see what else. She gave me more tips on the hair loss stuff, just because she herself, and she's a slightly older woman, not older, slightly, and she herself has gone through hair loss stuff. So she's mentioned like the B12, that's for energy and things like that to help out. My mom even mentioned the bees. And then she mentioned like an IMAX thing. I'm gonna put a thing there, which is like a laser hair thing that her dermatologist, she hasn't tried it yet, but her dermatologist also recommended it, saying like, hey, you can give it a shot. And then, but they can get expensive, so I'm kind of like, I don't know. But then hair thickening stuff, and we were just kind of talking about that a bit, because it's something that she also knew about for her own self. So yeah, rheumatology went well. We don't have an appointment for 6 more months, because she even said, I'm stable, everything's good. I haven't had anything that would be considered a flare-up in PCOS or fibromyalgia, so, and yeah. So hopefully, maybe we get more physical therapy. Either way, we're going to look into, well, not either way. Either we're doing more physical therapy, and then I have to get used to my physical therapist more and be like, okay, I'm trying to get a superhero body. How do we do that? Not just get into beginner level shape. But yeah, so we're going to do that if they approve it, the physical therapy place and everything like that. And yes. I also need to make another physical therapy appointment, but that's a whole nother thing. Gotta call, gotta do stuff. Okay, we're gonna head home, possibly pick up baby, or husband might. But yeah, see you in the next doctor appointment, huh? Just got finished with the endocrinology appointment, the follow-up to all the blood work and everything. Yeah, it was fine. It's nothing bad. But the official diagnosis, PCOS. It's PCOS diagnosis. Yes, testosterone. So as my first video mentioned, back in November 2018, when my first rheumatology appointment occurred, the ANA screen came out positive with a titer of 140, which is a benchmark that maybe you may have an autoimmune disorder of some type, but also normal individuals have that. I'm not sure what antipattern cytoplasmic means, but that means I need to look something up, right? One of the other things that was a major issue was at that time my vitamin D was at 17, which the normal range was 30 to 100. So obviously I had a vitamin D deficiency. Luckily over time, you can see once this loads, luckily over time, as you can see, my vitamin D level definitely went up. They went slightly down when I stopped taking the vitamin D2 that she prescribed me, the weekly vitamin D2, but I still have been keeping up with 2,000 milligrams of vitamin D3 every day. We need to make sure those are still normal as well on our next doctor visit. So those are my first issues, was obviously the vitamin D, and then having a positive anascreen, meaning is there an autoimmune disorder underlying going on there. Now we are moving on to my current labs, and by current I mean obviously time has passed as I am recording this now, and I have not had my updated labs with my endocrinologist, but these are the labs I had in June 2022. In the video, I believe that is where the audio messed up, so this is exactly what I was probably discussing in the audio. Once again, I apologize for that. My DHE sulfate, April 11th, from, I believe that was my dermatologist who ran these labs. It was at 307, obviously above where it should be. And then in June, when I went to the endocrinologist, as you saw my attempt to speak about that, was 258. He mentioned at the time that not to be too worried about the DHEA right now. As I understand, we tackle one problem or one item at a time. But I did mention to him that it had been, since he did not have the previous results available to him from the dermatology office, because that was actually its own place, because he's an individual doctor, he only had his items to see, but I told him that my levels had gone down previously, so he was hopeful about that, saying, well, that's good, and to keep doing what I'm doing. And then on our updated and next appointment, which is coming up in like a few weeks, that is when we'll make sure that my levels are either normal or continuing lowering, so we'll see what we need to do from then on. As you can see, a lot of my other results were in the relative normal range, but as I have been going through some of these, I have been checking those that are slightly low, or I'm just like, what does that mean? Because as you know, if some of your items are slightly low, or you've noticed them slightly getting lower, although they have not made a red flag for a doctor to see, you know your body, learn about your body. I have been Googling these things up, all with, the logic of understanding, not trying to find a problem, but seeing if something clicks or if something makes more sense. Such as electrolytes play a large role in, your muscles, your neurological systems and all that. And I noticed that my sodium was low. The range is 135 out of 146, and it's always been slightly low. So that was something I'm interested in, to be like, note, so if it's, say, lower than this next time on my labs, that will be something I need to bring up to my doctor. Potassium has stayed around this range, so that's something also with PCOS when I've looked into things to make sure nothing is getting worse, and that everything is staying in a certain range. That could be technically my normal, and I've just never paid attention. I've also recently started taking a calcium supplement, not purposefully, but knowing that calcium plays one of the major roles as building blocks in your body for all the things. I decided to up my calcium just a bit because I felt it was a little on the low side, particularly at the last appointment in June. It was going down, and I hadn't taken any other supplements, so I decided to add a calcium supplement. I'm essentially going through these for reference for anybody who's also going through this. You can compare your labs to mine and see what is not quite right in yours or what's right on the line. And maybe we are, was it sisters, in the sense that our PCOS, so our body hormonal systems, blood work, all that is in the same area. And now we finally get to the meat of it, or the main portion of what my endocrinologist pointed out is my testosterone. In the beginning, when I first went to this is the dermatologist, as rheumatology did not do a full hormonal panel, but the dermatology did, because testosterone is hair related, why I have some hair loss, so that is essentially why she looked at the hormones. My testosterone level was 54 during my dermatology appointment, and the range is 2 out of 42 through 45. Particularly on the blood work my endocrinologist gave me, for a woman, premenopausal woman, it should be under 40. And currently, when I went in June, that appointment that you were able to see some of, my testosterone was at a 37, which I did bring up to the endocrinologist that it has lowered, which was great. But at this point, someone my age, he was saying that he would prefer to see something closer to 20. So we're working on still getting that lower. So this next upcoming doctor appointment, we will see what the levels are, and I will make sure to update you guys on that as well. Like some of these things, I know they have some sort of importance when it comes to other PCOS factors, but I am not able to recall them right now. And then same with my issue of wondering if there is something underlying thyroid, something going on. I am still not sure if there's anything going on that is cause for concern. I've just been looking things up, Googling them, trying to figure them out. So as you can see with everything, it was a thing. Going from the diagnosis of first saying fibromyalgia, then starting physical therapy, which was great, which I really just enjoyed, going back to the slower pace to get myself into that mode and really doing what's best for my body, learning that I had a vitamin D deficiency and it was extreme. Going through that, and then eventually getting to dermatology. Still don't know what the dry lip thing is. I still have a dry lip issue, but at least we know that that could just be part of being dehydrated with inflammation and things like that. So we'll get there eventually, right? But then eventually from dermatology going to endocrinology, and doing my own research and figuring it out. So I was like, pretty sure that's PCOS, but okay. And then going to my endocrinology appointment, getting more blood work done, and then coming back, as you were able to see, then officially being diagnosed with PCOS. So we found out the weight loss issue, the being always tired, the healthy eating, even though I know what to do, why it was like, oh my gosh, it took me a whole like 2 years to lose the first 15 pounds. Like, what is going on? So yes, with the diagnosis of PCOS, we now know where we're going. Well, we now know where we were, where we're going, getting more realistic standpoints of being like, she's okay. She's just playing. But getting all that together is really helpful into knowing that expectations, when you have PCOS, it really is about expectations. I eventually will probably put a post, that will all be in detail in the blog post, and as well as posting other videos eventually, or I will probably go more into physical therapy. I'll write blog posts about physical therapy. I plan on putting the actual workout in there and all that good stuff. We're going to be discussing it. Comment below what you really want to know. And then talking about the hair loss, some other things I added in besides adding in vitamin D that was prescribed by my rheumatologist. Yeah, so hair loss is doing better. We have another doctor's appointment with endocrinology in September. And we lost about 5 pounds already, eating more fruit, putting all the vegetables, just doing better. Point is, we're going to keep growing, keep trying, and with anything, just like the superhero journey, we got to take a step back. We got to figure out what's going on, because we're all not spring chickens anymore. We got to figure our stuff out. We got to manage expectations, do the best we can with what we have, right? All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. And let me know if there's anything you're particularly interested in. Comment and subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Find me on social media. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'll see you next time.